Good morning, honorable adjudicators. I'm from the opposition team and I will now deliver my speech about this motion. First of all, we agree to the parts that stated people with victimless crimes need rehabilitation. But we are obviously strongly disagree about decriminalizing victimless crime in this motion that stated that the government team will decriminalize victimless crime. In the opponent speech, they fail to mention that people who uses drug doesn't always mean that they want to escape their horrid reality, but sometimes they do the crime because other reasons, such as friend groups, family, and etc. And now I will prove why we can win this debate with our arguments. Firstly, I want to agree that yes, rehabilitation is good for the people, but what we want to say is that if we decriminalize this victimless crime like gambling, alcohol, prostitution, and etc., people rather than trusting the law, more people, especially who are religious or conservative, will lose their trust in the law. People view gambling, drugs, prostitution, firstly, as immoral and bad. The laws to criminalize victimless crime is created because we follow people's value, those values that I just stated. If the law is not reflecting on those values, the law will lose its own authority. You, as the proposition, we will also say that people who do victimless crimes are treated unjust and that they are treated like murderers. But that's not true. The status quo in Indonesia right now, people who do prostitution or gambling have their own set of rules that are gonna be applied to them when they do the crime. And there is also rehabilitation. The problem in the status quo is not that the rules are unjust, but there is a rehabilitation for drug users, prostitutes, and etc. The problem in the status quo is that rehab building is not available anywhere and just available at some places like big city or something. The solution is not to decriminalize victimless crime, but more like repairing the system that already been there. Also, my next argument is that with criminalizing victimless crime, people will feel a lot safer. Why? Because simply, if you walk through the street, do you want to see some drunk people or people that are high because of drugs, or you see some prostitutes? Nobody would want that, especially to see that in broad daylight. If the crime was decriminalized, people will think that it's okay to do it at the middle of the street. Because of that, public safety will drop significantly. Also, the proposition team said that victimless crime will not harm other people except the people who are involved in the crime. But that's just wrong on many points, especially if they use drug or drink alcohol. People will not be able to think rationally and their loved one could be hurt. And that is why I proudly propose.